I'm Trudy Smith, and this is Unbelievable Sports. Coming up next, a sport where men like to score big with little balls. Let's go candlepin bowling. Here in New England, on any bustling evening or weekend, you can catch sight of a sport that might look familiar. And then again, welcome to candlepin bowling. Even though this sport has a rich regional history, its origins may go back much further than most of us realize.
The sport we know today as candlepin bowling can trace its history back over 7,000 years, when implements for a similar game were discovered in the tomb of an Egyptian child. Basically, it's the same game as played by the ancient pharaohs.
To set the record straight, let's speak to the managing director of the International Candlepin Association, Bill Bolton.
Well, it started in the YMCA in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's been here for over 100 years, and they were just experimenting with pins, but the ball size is relative to what it is today, which is a 4.5-inch ball.
This year, the Massachusetts Classic is being held here in Puritan Heartland at the Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Spread out over 2 days, the tournament will have several events, from men's and women's singles and doubles to mixed doubles and teams. The individual with the highest combined points will win the overall championship, known as the All Events, and take home the biggest piece of the $5,000 purse. Joe Tavernese has competed in candlepin for well over 20 years and has won the All Events on more than one occasion.
The game is so much of a challenge, you know? You get up there, you feel good, and sometimes you don't bowl good. You know, sometimes you're better off feeling lousy. I've been sick and get up there and bowl great.
Jackie Ray is also out to capture the All Events title.
It's always been a very big tournament for all the bowlers. I've been state champion a couple of times. They had a lot of school leagues growing up, and you know, we started there. A lot of bowlers I'm with in my generation started when they were younger.
In the Pee Wee League, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I used to take about 20 steps before I threw the ball. I was on my tiptoes running down the alleys, you know.
In the mixed doubles, Jackie bowls with another childhood friend, Tony.
I got the best looking ones.
And Joe teams up with his wife, Sharon.
Good time up there, Deb.
With each game or string they bowl, the competition gets tighter and tighter. So, Joe, you've got two more strings to go. How's it going so far?
It's not going too bad. We all did pretty good. My wife threw a 128 string.
So your wife's playing really well.
Yeah, she's doing real good, yeah.
My wife I met, in fact, down at the post office alleys where I started working. She used to live across the street, and she used to come over there and bowl, and that's where I met her, at the bowling alley. And we've been in the bowling alley since. I don't think I'm ever out of a bowling alley.
My wife is the most expensive ad I ever put in the newspaper. 1960, I put an ad in a local paper looking for somebody to work on the control counter. The ad cost me $2.50, and I've been paying for it ever since.
Met my wife, candlepin bowling, started seeing each other over time, and that's why I love the game. You know, my friends are in the game. I got 2 beautiful kids. I owe it all to the game of candlepin.
With high scores of 163 and 133, Jackie and Tony have set the pace for the mixed doubles. So, Jack, how's the game going so far?
Well, we're leading right now. I mean, when we bowl together on the mixed doubles, we're leading the tournament now, and let's hope we continue to lead.
So do you have a lucky charm or something with you today?
Oh, you be my lucky charm?
Yeah, I guess I will. Come on. Jackie bowls a string of 163, and Tony follows up with 156. These are incredibly high scores for candlepin, where the pro average is under 140. But Jackie's gonna need a lucky charm because it appears there's a serious threat. Gary Carrington from New Hampshire and his partner are making a steady showing in the mixed doubles, bowling highs of 148 pins a string.
I think you got to have a little luck involved when if you want to win at all, because you're going to have your real good bowlers, but luck is part of the game too, believe it or not.
And with a little luck, Jackie and Tony pull out a close one. They place first in the mixed doubles with a combined score of 659, beating Gary and Barbara by a margin of only 9 pins.
Nice game, honey.
And talking about scoring, Well, it's the same as 10-pin, except of course in Candlepin you're bowling 3 balls per frame instead of 2, which sounds like you'd have higher scores, but you don't.
You know, you can hit a 300 game in 10-pin bowling. You cannot do that in Candlepin. You know, the size of the balls, the size of the pins, they're the big difference.
Bowling Candlepin is much more difficult. You throw a ball about the size of a softball aiming at much longer, leaner pins. And the lanes are not cleared between shots, allowing the fallen Candlepins or deadwood to either help or hinder. A high average in 10-pin is 240. In Candlepin, the top players bowl a 140 average. So tell me about the Candlepin bowling lingo. Like, what's get on over? What's that?
Get on over. You have 10 pins sitting up there, so when you put the ball in there and you want that extra pin to fall, you're just yelling at that pin to get over. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Throw the hammer, that means throw a strike. Throw the bomb, that's a hammer. When you get the spread eagle, is like punching through the middle.
I think my favorite's, hey, take a buddy, take a buddy.
Hey, take a buddy, yeah.
Explain that one.
Knock another pin over. You want the pin to hit
Take him with
something
you.
else there. Take it with you.
By the second day of the tournament, it looks like Gary Carrington is the man to beat for the all-events title. Jackie and Joe are working hard to keep ahead of this pack. Getting marks, either a strike or a spare, is paramount to racking up the points.
I'm just going to concentrate on the singles. If I get up there, pop a good score, everything else is a plus. And who knows, if I get good enough, maybe you can get hit high enough to put me up in the all events.
Going into the final event, the men's singles, Joe and Jackie are going to have to step up and average at least 150 a string if they're going to win. But Joe has tough luck in the 5th string and throws only 114. He finishes the singles event with a 624 over 5 strings, and now must wait and see how the others do. Jackie hangs in there, throwing a 145 in his last string.
Ah, son of a...
But Gary Carrington stays true to form. His power and consistency give him the edge, and he starts to pull away from the pack.
Congratulations. Nice job up there. New state champ. State champ right there.
Congratulations.
No state champ.
Played well. So you're on today.
Yeah, I bowled real well today. 697, that's a good score.
Gary rose to the challenge. His 697 series works out to an impressive 140 average, making him the new singles and all events champion. Jackie and Joe may have come up short, but they won't let that deter them.
Even though you have your rough times, the excitement and the prestige of getting up there and performing when you're capable of performing is great.